European sovereignty at the digital level must be embedded in ethical requirements, principles, values, has to be respectful for human rights. And here is the role of the National Ethics Councils to help to establish an ethical and legal framework for the digital services in the future for all European citizens.
Here, we must reinforce the role of digital technologies. We must be able to create digital technologies here in Europe with digital businesses that are strongly competitive in the global area. And for this, we must be able to have strong but yet simple regulation that is better able to balance innovation with responsibility and ethics. And we see responsibility and ethics also as an accelerator of value. We must be able to differentiate ourselves here in Europe by creating the best technologies for ethical and responsible AI, and we see Portugal as a strong driver of innovation in those areas.
A digitalização é um processo imparável, na minha ótica, ou seja, não vale a pena nós acharmos que devemos travar a digitalização. Portanto, este equilíbrio que temos que ter entre aquilo que é a regulamentação pelo Estado Central e aquilo que é a comunidade mais capacitada para poder gerir um mundo digital de uma forma segura para todos, é este o desafio que temos pela frente.
Well, there are many ethical challenges that emerge as Europe is not able to be self-sufficient in the provision of technologies. One is the control over data. We have stricter data protection laws than many other countries in the world. If our data are not properly preserved and subject to our legislation, that's going to be an ethical challenge. But also the approach to the way in which we design, develop and deploy technology is a problem.
I think that requires that the national ethics councils have an international cooperation with ethical reflection and the strengthening and anchoring of the ethical and societal and also cultural resilience. So technology supports the human flourishing and also supports the social cohesion and the democratic principles that instead of undermining them.
The national ethics committees have the responsibility to meet the people, to meet the young people, but also professionals, many kind of enterprises, to talk about these things and to open a big dialogue in our countries with all the possible persons affected, not only young people, also teachers, family, politicians. We have to open a big dialogue.
The overall challenge we have is to absorb the new technology into our healthcare systems in a way that makes it equitable for all our citizens. And that is regardless of our reliance on other countries or not, because we are living in a time when the technological development is going very, very fast, and we get new treatments and we get new possibilities.
We have to work together with different ethical committee from Portugal and France and Spain and also from north of Europe. And I think it's a major issue that we have to be more comprehensive and more active for political authorities. In France, we have the opportunity to have an ethical law. So when we decide and when we put an opinion, we have a chance to change the law. And I think that a global system in Europe has to be done with the Global Ethical Committee.
So in this context, I think it's very important to be able to set up the capacity of sovereignty at the urban level at least. And there is also something which is dual in this reflection, which is that, of course, sovereignty is important in order to perform ethics, but ethics is also important in order to be able to understand what is sovereignty. So you see there is a kind of duality between the two. So maybe it enlightens a little bit what the purpose is.
The main challenge is to secure privacy and freedom for European people. And to be honest, I think our part is only a small one. We can, with our statements and with public conferences, we can
contribute to raise public awareness?
Europe should actually try to control the platforms. It should control the gathering and storing of data, all kinds of data, and it should be also in control of the artificial intelligence measures that could be used only for the purpose that European countries consider important and not for the purposes that the platforms consider important.
I want to stress how important it is how we govern these new technologies, AI-driven. So governance matters very much, and part of the governance framework is deep ethical reflection regarding how we deal with, for example, who makes the code and what do we incorporate, what rules and what standards do we incorporate in the very making of the codes of AI.
Tecnologias digitais têm uma ótima oportunidade de provar que são boas, precisamente no campo da saúde, mas para isso têm que ser bem concebidas desde a origem, têm que ser bem reguladas, mas não é impedidas, porque nós não vamos conseguir parar o vento com as mãos. E, portanto, nesta conferência tem-se ouvido mensagens muito importantes.
É uma perspectiva muito importante hoje em dia, porque a Europa tem de pensar, que tem de trabalhar com base nos seus valores, no quadro de valores da Europa. E a soberania digital é muito importante, mas enquadrada naquilo que nós pretendemos, naquilo que nós defendemos, nos ideais da Europa e nos valores que fundaram o projeto europeu.